Malachi Love Robinson, the 18-year-old West Palm Beach resident charged with practicing medicine without a license, has hired Palm Beach defense attorney Andrew D. Stein to defend him. In our last hangout, we discussed Florida law, and Mr. Stein clearly pointed out that it is perfectly legal to own a clinic and that it's entirely different than practicing medicine. I'd like to welcome our audience to our 10th Criminal Defense Google Hangout. And in today's Hangout, we will dig a little deeper into this case with defense attorney Stein, as it is Mr. Love Robinson's contention that in fact he broke no laws and is being wrongly accused. My name is Renee, and I'll be your host today. Andy, how are things going today?
Very good, thank you, Renee.
Okay, in the last Hangout, you clearly defined the legal difference between owning and operating a clinic and practicing medicine. Although it's perfectly legal under Florida law for non-physicians to own a clinic, the law does not allow sharing of fees between a doctor hired by a clinic and the non-physician owner. So I'm sure that anyone has seen the story is wondering, would the owner of a clinic derive income from the clinic? Or in other words, why would Mr. Love Robinson want to invest his own money in opening a clinic?
Well, it's just like any other business. You can open a clinic and/or a doctor's office as a non-medical licensed doctor, and you could go ahead and rent out the space in the location to the medical doctor. And then the medical doctor, in fact, would be the one who would do the billing separate from the rent of the location and the equipment. So that's where the profit would come to the individual who owns or is operating the clinic in the sense of a business who is a non-licensed doctor.
Okay, well that makes sense. On the clinic's website, the practice clearly states that their medical professionals are certified by the American Association of Drugless Practitioners. I think that it's important to clarify whether this young man is being charged with any drug-related crimes.
Yeah, that's a great question, and the answer to that is Mr. Love Robinson has not been charged with any drug-related crimes, and there's been no evidence to indicate or show that he was trying to prescribe any medications or drugs, or in fact selling any medications and or drugs.
Okay. No drugs are involved? Then why do you think the state attorney's office has been so aggressive in their actions towards Mr. Love Robinson? And why is it that they can't seem to grasp the legal distinction between ownership and practicing medicine?
Well, that's got many different parts to that question that need to be answered. First, I think that given the young man's age of 18 years old, opening up a medical practice or clinic is very unique, and it sends up many red flags just because of his age. I think also the state attorney's office is being aggressive because they believe that the public at whole can be severely injured or harmed by someone who is posing as a medical doctor when in fact they are not licensed through the state of Florida. Just like any other licensing procedure, whether it be an attorney or a certified public accountant, a nurse, or a doctor, agencies that oversee these individuals who are licensed have a duty not only to the public but also to the profession and to other professionals who are licensed to make sure that citizens are not posing fraudulently as certified licensed doctors and trying to practice medicine without a license. So I think that the state attorney's office is looking into those facts and are making the distinction in those facts so that the community at a whole is not injured, and also the profession of being a medical doctor a licensed medical practitioner is not being injured. The image is not being injured by practicing medicine without a license by individuals who are not licensed to do so in the state of Florida.
Well, I think that's excellent information for the public to have, and I think it's important to make sure that the public has better information than just the sound bites that typically get passed on by news coverage. If you've been charged with any crime in Palm Beach County, please call criminal defense lawyer Andrew D. Stein at 561-880-4300, or you can visit the firm at www.andrewdstein.com. Andy, thanks again for sharing your experience and knowledge with us.
Thank you, Renee.
And I want to thank everyone that participated today, and invite our audience to come back and hang out next time when we'll be discussing a new and important topic. Remember, call Stein or do the time.